Hey, Podcast Nation, what is going on? I am Jason Harris, and I have Todd Katcher with me with Digital Dealership Systems, and we are on a special episode of Strategy with Jason here at NADA 2025. Todd, thanks for taking the time to come take a casual stroll with me.
Always
We're
good
gonna
to
take
see
a
you,
casual
Jason.
stroll.
It's been a fun day, man. We've
It
been
has
super
been.
busy at the booth, and it's good seeing dealers and catching up and getting some feedback from them and just learning what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know that not all of the dealers that planned to come made it.
Right.
All right. But hey, man, I've been watching your booth, and it looks like the dealers that have come have definitely been leaning in. It's like they're looking for something, right? There seems to be more absorbing of information. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the dealers that we've had have been super experienced and understanding and coming up with a goal in mind.
Yes.
I think the weather kind of truncated things this year.
Yeah.
A lot of them were coming in a little bit later. A lot came in today, so I mean, for those that may not know, I mean, everything was shut down in New Orleans.
It was crazy.
What they get, like 10, 15 inches of snow in places,
Yeah.
and ice on the streets. The airport was shut down, and it's been a really big challenge just to get here. And so now that we're here, people are coming in still on Friday.
Yep.
So most people come in on Wednesday or Thursday. They're still coming on Friday. So today, Saturday, was a bigger bump than Friday, just because we just have more people, which is great.
It is really great. Well, here's what I want to do, and I like doing this during the kind of these walk-in talks, is just do some industry chat. Because
Sure.
I've always appreciated your insights.
I appreciate that.
Right? You know, it's like, I love the fact that you just have this very data-driven mind, but that has to be actionable data, right? So it's one thing to have one side, but you got both, you know? It's like, okay, well, look, data's only good as if I can action it, right? And you know that kind of at the core. So I'm just kind of curious, you know, what did you kind of see in 2024 as far as the industry, and what do you think in 2025 as dealers we should be focusing on?
I think a lot of the same issues are happening 2024 and 2025, where dealers get pitched a lot of dream widgets. They get told all these different things, and there's always buzzwords. You know, was digital marketing. Then you had the complete process, whatever the terminology of the day is.
Yeah.
And now, of course, it's AI.
Oh
right?
yeah, let's talk about AI.
And
there's an AI. There's an AI.
Right. And
there's an AI.
a lot of these companies even change their name to have AI in the name, and they're going to change their name again after a certain number of months or years or whatever the case is. And a lot of it isn't really AI; it's just algorithms, which is just logic. And they make it sound nice, but they're really just, I mean, it wouldn't last in a tech talk anywhere. But I think what we're seeing now
is that kind of like the changing like it to the Gulf of America?
the idea,
Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
The idea is the opportunity for them to go ahead and find out, see through all the BS that a lot of vendors put out there.
Yes.
And I think there's a constant amount of information that dealers have to sift through in order to go ahead and get to the real information. And what does this actually do for me, and not actually what the sales pitch is?
Yeah, because I mean, how many times I've seen this, and look, I'm a victim of it myself. Is what's the term? Paralysis by overanalysis.
Yep,
Is that it?
That's
Is that it?
Yep.
Right. I mean, just like, look, as a dealer, I understand. Here's the thing I've kind of seen. Like, I understand now it's 2025. I need to really drive my business through the data. Like, I need to be a data-driven business, right? I do understand that. But man, there's a shit ton to look at.
There is, and they've had to figure out where they're going to invest. And I think a lot of dealers are missing the opportunity to invest in the in-store experience, because what is customers' expectations? What do they look from a customer perspective? When customers actually walk into the store, what are they expecting? You know, when you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Burger King or McDonald's, what's that experience like? And then when they come to buy a car, it's an antiquated experience. So their service drive and how they go ahead and add digital signs and marketing to the service drive. Are you go to the hospital and it has a list of all your names and the statuses, so you don't have to talk to anybody.
Yes,
people don't
true.
like to talk to anybody unless they have to, right?
Yes.
So the opportunity to go ahead and have that same experience inside a car dealership, and then you look at the deal from the staff and investing in the staff. And I think dealers need to look inside. They have so many widgets outside trying to solve their problem, and their problem isn't going to be solved by a new widget. It's a staffing issue.
More problems.
It may be causing more problems because it takes energy to manage all these different widgets.
Yes.
So, I mean, they're still using dry erase boards. They're still using chip boards. They're still using manual systems to go ahead and track sales and fixed and things like that, and motivate their team. How are dealers today motivating their team?
I love the fact that you brought that up because, again, we're talking a little bit about like what should dealers be working on in 2025, and again, our people are incredibly important to us.
Exactly.
And if we're not motivating, here's the thing, we can get so data driven that so data driven, so data driven that I love Calvin Quinn, by the way. He's such a funny guy. So data driven that we forget the people element to it, right? It's like, data can it can raise people, or it can really just kind of just put you flat on your face and like, oh, thanks, boss. I guess I'm the shittiest guy here. And you've taken kind of a cool approach to that, right? I mean, it's like we have there's a level of responsibility that goes along with how we present the data.
I think it's important to go ahead and present the data in a way based on your store and your culture in your store.
Yes.
With our systems, you could choose what goes on the leaderboards in fixed and in sales and the BDC based on the culture in your store. Some dealers want more competition, more goal driven, more revenue, more transparency. And then at the same time, we talk to some dealers that don't want that transparency, that don't want to share those numbers with their staff. And so, or where they put the screens and everything. So they have that flexibility. But when you think about a dealership, I think the challenge that they have is that 90% we're here at NADA.
Yep.
90% of the services that are here are for outside the dealership, reaching out to the customer, bringing people in.
Yes.
Less than 10% is for inside the store, whether that's equipment, as we walk by equipment, whether it's by car washes. What are you actually doing? Is there ROI in car washes? Like, are you counting on it? There's not necessarily a tangible ROI, but there is an ROI. That's why they buy the car washes.
Of course.
But would they still have a dealership if they didn't buy a nice car wash? They sure would. But it's a nice service add-on to give a free car wash with service.
Yes.
They're investing in the store. And I think dealers are really missing the opportunity to go ahead and invest inside the store, because that's where you're going to have the biggest impact on your sales. Driving traffic to the store is only a part of the equation, but how do you handle customers inside the store, and how do you motivate your staff? That's what's really been missing in the industry, is focusing inside the store. And that's something that's been, in the auto business has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Used to be service with a smile, and I don't know the last time you've been with a dealership.
Dude, we have definitely got more transactional. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah, they're more transactional. They're less interpersonal, and then how they treat their staff, because most dealers will say, I care about my staff, I care about my customers, but they're not investing in them.
Exactly. No. Look, like, I know we're getting towards the tail end of our time, but man, I think that's really, really well said, right? I mean, it's we're investing in our people, investing in that experience, and I like it. I like the perspective, man. I think for 2025, if you're out there watching and listening, take a look at that in dealership experience. So no, man, that's real good. Hey, Todd, thanks so much.
I appreciate your time as always.
Jam with me. This has always been great. For everybody out there watching and listening who would love to connect with you, what's the best way to do so?
Digitaldealershipsystem.com. Visit our website. We'll be happy to go ahead and do a demo of our products and services. We do in-store digital signs and KPI leaderboards.
Awesome. Again, man, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Good to see you.
Hey, for everybody out there watching and listening, we appreciate you. Thank you and have an amazing day.